Hello, NARI Milwaukee. Diane Wellhouse, Executive Director of NARI Milwaukee, coming to you today to announce and discuss this super exciting benefit and partnership we are bringing to you as our members. We have with us Humana and R&R Insurance to talk a brand new program of health insurance benefits for our members. We are really thankful to R&R Insurance for helping us bring this partnership together, and we couldn't be happier to have a partnership with Humana, one of the top leading providers in the industry. Huge benefit for all of you to be able to tap into this really aggressive program in terms of pricing and offering. So as we join this new webinar here today, just a couple of housekeeping things. Want to make sure that you have a chance to interact with us. If you were to move your mouse around your screen, up will come a scroll bar in which you can tap into the chat bar. You can say hello to your fellow members that are out there today listening in. And then we also have the Q&A component. So if you want to click on that as well, type your questions in the Q&A ideally. That way I'll be sure to see them, and then I can have my guests go ahead and answer those questions for you. If you put them in the chat, we'll look for them there as well. So that being said, we don't want to hold you back from all this exciting information, and we want to start with having Mike from Humana introduce himself and talk a little bit about our brand new partnership. Mike?
Perfect. Thank you, Diane. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. My name is Mike Ganoni. I'm the Channel Development Leader for Association Business at Humana, and really appreciate your time today. As Diane mentioned, we have a unique product offering that we're going to be rolling out here today and discussing a little bit more in detail about the partnership between NARI and Humana and what that value is for you as a member of NARI Milwaukee. And so today what I want to just kind of discuss with, and starting off, as to why did we partner? And that's going to be, if you don't mind, Diane, forwarding the screen to the next slide. It's really about, we had a common, just a natural kind of values that we had overlap on. And when we look at this, we really thought, you know, what are our values, not only from NARI Milwaukee, but Humana? And there was one commonality there, and it was putting our members and their needs first. And you're going to hear that throughout our presentation as well, as we discuss why we did this and really what the benefits are for you as a member. But I thought it was very important, especially when we're talking about living through this pandemic today, about putting our members first and making sure that we're offering something of value to our members. And as you'll see from NARI Milwaukee has been doing a fantastic job of making sure that they're putting their members first, helping get you all the resources and tools that you're needing during these trying times, and providing that content. Well, Humana's been doing the same thing. And I just wanted to take a quick second to call that out before we go in and jump into some of the details, because you as a member of coming into Humana and potentially joining Humana would receive the same thing as well. So a few items to call out from our response to the coronavirus are as follows. So first of all, again, putting our members first, we eliminated our cost share when a member is seeking treatment or testing for the coronavirus. Again, that's not something that you were expecting to happen this year, and certainly we want to do our part as we're all trying to navigate these uncertain times, and so we eliminated that cost share for our members. In addition, we sent over 13 million masks to our members. I know there's a lot of different viewpoints on wearing masks these days, but we wanted to make sure that at least members had a mask in their hand without needing to go and find a mask, especially when this pandemic started. It was very hard to even find a mask. And then two, spending that additional cost for masks. So we have sent out over 13 million masks to our members, and we continue to send out masks for any new customer that joins Humana as well. And then to elaborate more on some of the additional items that we've done during this pandemic, we partnered with Walmart, Quest Diagnostics, and PWN. These are partners that allow for drive-through testing. Again, we know the issues that have been popping up around testing and trying to find availability for certain providers, et cetera, to receive those tests. So we've lined with these partners to allow for additional testing and quick testing for our members. But because we know that some of our members are impacted not only from receiving tests, we made it even easier for them to receive at-home tests for the coronavirus as well. So we partnered with LabCorp to be able to allow for that testing to occur, to make it, again, simple and easy and less disruption to our members. The other thing that I want to call out today is something that all members of NARI can take advantage of today, with even if you're not a Humana customer today, and that's our partnership that we partnered with JPR Medical. JPR Medical provides PPE, or personal protection equipment, to clients, and we've partnered specifically with them and received preferred pricing through them for PPE. And that would allow you today, you can go out there and view some of the PPE that they have if you're looking for those items like hand sanitizer, as well as face masks, just to name a few items. They have all of that readily available and at a preferred pricing. So that's something we wanted to roll out today as part of this webinar as kind of a value add, whether you're a Humana customer or not, just being a valued member of NARI Milwaukee, we rolled that out for you as well. And then the last item that I want to just quickly touch base on, because this would also apply during our discussion around what does this mean for this partnership, is an additional $150 admin credit per subscriber enrolled in our medical plan. Again, we know the impact that this unfortunate pandemic is having on everybody, and so we want to try to give back and help with some of the financial burden that's out there right now and provide some additional discounts to you on top of being part of this NARI Milwaukee partnership. So in addition to that, you're also going to be able to receive $150 per subscriber if you enroll between now and December 1st as kind of our, again, give back during this pandemic. So with that being said, I want to kind of discuss what does this mean and what does this partnership really entail. And so we're going to be discussing here, we've asked Erin from R&R to go through some of the actual product specifics, so I'll save that for her to capitalize and discuss around our specific products. But what I want to mention today is, what do you get with this partnership that we've created? So first of all, NARI members are going to receive preferred pricing on our products. And so we have two different products that Erin's going to go through: our level funded premium product, as well as our fully insured risk rated product. Depending on the group size that you have, how many employees that you employ, you will receive one of the two products, and this preferred pricing will be included on either one of those. So again, we're trying to include all the members within NARI in that certain segments. In addition, we also have package discounts that we are applying for this offering as well. And that's if you sell dental and vision, or I should say if you elect dental and vision with your major medical, we will provide an additional 2% discount off your major medical premiums. That's, again, a value add that we're trying to bring for that package savings. And the dental and vision, which Erin will talk about in a little bit more detail, can either be employer sponsored or voluntary. So no additional cost for you as the employer, and just allowing the employees to elect that with their own dollars allows you to receive that additional discount as well in that package savings. The other item that we included in this partnership is our Go 365. Go 365 is our wellness program, and Humana has really taken that leap forward to making sure that all of our members are living their best life. And our Go 365 program is designed specifically to do that. It allows the members to learn a little bit more about their health. It is not a requirement, but we certainly allow it and have additional incentives for engaged members. And so we'll talk a little bit more later on in this presentation what that incentive looks like, because it is a large incentive that you can be able to take advantage of, and that incentive comes off of your major medical. The one thing, though, that I will call out is this incentive, it allows you to meet your unique employee's needs. So for instance, if you have one employee that wants to be engaged in this wellness program and is all in, they will have the ability to earn that incentive. While if there's another employee that is not engaged and does not believe in a wellness program, they are not going to be hindering the success of your wellness program as an organization or as from an incentive standpoint, that we have it on the own individual employee from a discount perspective. So again, we allow that flexibility to meet the individual members where their needs are. A few other things I want to call out that are part of this partnership is our telemedicine through Doctor on Demand. We saw during this pandemic, telemedicine had just exploded in utilization. So up almost 1,000%, because again, people want to stay safe. They want that convenience. And really what we've seen now with some of the technology is the ability for doctors to be more accessible through this telemedicine environment. And so we partnered with Doctor on Demand. And so two things to call out right now with Doctor on Demand. Right now, because of the pandemic, there's no copay for this service. We are covering the cost of this service because of the pandemic for the rest of this year. But then also with our level funded premium product that Erin's going to be talking about, we also have a $0 copay affiliated with this offering for our copay plans, that there's no additional charge for our telemedicine. So again, giving you additional access without the additional member responsibility coming out of your pocket to seek that quick care from these Doctor on Demand environment. We also have our employee assistance program, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then lastly, our national point of service network. So we're going to be including a broad network here. So whether you're traveling throughout the state or just nationally, we have a broad network that you're going to be able to utilize to, again, meet your needs. That network, it works great in the Milwaukee area. We've got Brainerd. We've also have Children's, Aurora, just to name a few of the hospital systems that are part of this network. So the broad network, not only that will work in the Milwaukee and surrounding area, but also nationally as well for you. As I mentioned previously, our EAP program is included with this offering. This EAP program, we found the need, especially right now during the pandemic, not only for employees, but also for supervisors and owners of organizations as well, to better understand how do we meet the employees and their needs. And so this is something that we have included in our product offering for you to make sure that you have all the resources. And EAP stands for Employee Assistance Program. And so a few things to call out, especially during this time right now where school is coming back into session. Some schools are either going hybrid model, or some schools are going virtual, some schools are going in person. There creates a lot of different dynamics, additional stress, etc. So these employee assistance program that we have here today will allow you the ability to talk with somebody, gain some additional insights with some of the online material that's out there to help cope with some of this additional stress. In addition, we also have, you'll see in there, it talks about childcare, and it would be able to help you find additional childcare out there while you're trying to navigate these different environments with school. You have your working career, you've got your responsibility at work, so how can this help you navigate during the school year as well? So something that we included in there that's part of this offering as well to help you as the owner or the supervisor of your organization, as well as your employees. Moving on, I want to turn this over to Erin, and she's going to go into a little bit more detail for the exact offering and what those plan designs look like.
Thanks, Mike. So my name is Erin Hoffman. I am a consultant with R&R Insurance, and I'm also the team lead for the group of individuals who will support the NARI Milwaukee members who choose to pursue these Humana options a little bit further. For the next portion of the webinar, I'm going to spend some time focusing on those product options that are available to the NARI members. We'll also address the concept of level funding. We'll talk a little bit about the medical underwriting that will be required for any employers who choose to move forward with this if they want to receive a formal offer through the NARI partnership. One of the benefits of working with a company like Humana is, in addition to that national provider network that you have access to, you're also partnering with an insurance company who has a very extensive medical product portfolio. And I want to hit on some of those highlights a little bit for all of you, because some of the plan designs really are unique to the market. Now, they have plenty of traditional plan options to choose from. And when I talk about traditional plans, those are really insurance plans that have office visit copays and drug copays, protecting people from those common everyday medical services. You pay a copay, Humana picks up the rest of the cost of that visit. But in a traditional plan, a deductible will also typically come into play on major medical events. So whether it's an outpatient surgery or an inpatient hospitalization, a deductible will come into play, and often co-insurance, where Humana picks up part of the cost, you pick up part of the cost until your out-of-pocket maximum is met. So those traditional plan options are very common, and you certainly have a number of those plans to choose from with the Humana product to the NARI members. There are also a variety of health savings accounts to choose from, and health savings accounts really have become more and more popular over the years. And the idea behind the health savings account is really that the premium or the cost of the plan is lowered to the employer group, but the members potentially pick up more deductible related expenses as they use the plan. So they still have the opportunity, just like on any of these plans we're talking about, to have the preventive care covered at no cost. So this means you can go in for your annual physicals, well woman exams, flu shots, all of those services that are coded as preventive care are covered at no cost to the member. But on an HSA qualified plan, when you go in for an office visit, for instance, if that visit is billed out at $150, you can take advantage of the Humana discounts. Maybe it's reduced to $100, but that $100 goes towards your deductible. And then once the deductible is met, Humana begins to pay on a portion of the claims that you incur. But where the benefit comes in a health savings account arrangement is that people can set aside money pre-tax to help pay for their qualified, not only medical, but also dental and vision related expenses as well. And the money that they set aside is put into a special account called a health savings account, and it goes in pre-federal, state, and FICA tax. So there's another savings opportunity for people there. The money that they put into the account can roll tax-free from year to year, and the money can also be used not only for the employee insured on the plan for their expenses, but it can also be used for their spouse or their dependents, even if they're not insured on the plan. Now, NARI employers who offer HSAs are more than welcome to contribute to savings accounts on behalf of their employees, but they're not required to do so. Similarly, employees who just are looking to have the insurance can take those HSA qualified plans, but never put money into a savings account if that's not the right thing for them. Again, the idea is that it's a lower cost option with a potential for savings for people who choose to open that savings account. One of the other plan options that's available with Humana that I personally think is very unique in the market is a product that they call Simplicity. And it simplifies things for the employee because there are co-pays for every type of service that you would incur. A deductible does not come into play. And that really allows the insured members to be educated about what their costs and expenses are going to be as they use the plan. So again, there are those office visit copays, urgent care copays, drug copays that come into play for those common medical services. But on the Simplicity plan, when somebody has a major medical event, like an outpatient surgery, Humana bundles all of those claim expenses together, and the member pays one copay for the service. Now that copay will vary depending on the type of plan that you pick. Typically it would be a $1,500 or a $2,000 copay, but to pay that for what might be a $50,000 medical event really helps to control the cost for the insured members on the plan. And then every copay that people pay along the way, it just chips away at the out-of-pocket maximum for the individual. So again, a unique opportunity for people to control their costs and really know what they're spending as they use the plan. In the last few months, Humana has also rolled out another very unique plan in the market. They call it On Hand. And I do want to point out that this is one of the product offerings where some of the value-added services that Mike was talking about aren't included. And that would really be the Go365 program and the Employee Assistance Program. But the idea behind this product is that Humana is really driving down the cost of the premiums for its insured members. And they're able to do that because they're taking that virtual component really to the next level. So we talked about how COVID really for the first time introduced a number of us to those face-to-face visits with our physicians when we didn't have the opportunity to maybe go out and truly be in the office setting. We could do it virtually with our physicians or through Doctor on Demand. And with the On Hand product, the technology, the idea is that you use the technology and people who are comfortable with it really focus on receiving their primary care virtually. And that can be done through a telephone conversation with a physician. It can be done by the use of a tablet or a computer. There are a number of different options available. But again, the cost of those virtual visits is significantly lower. The product that Humana is offering, those virtual visits are no cost to the member, and there's an unlimited number of visits. So they always have the opportunity to receive that virtual care at no cost. But everybody's different. Every medical situation is different. And this plan is still a fully compliant, comprehensive medical plan. So if somebody wants to go in and truly have a physically face-to-face visit with a primary care provider or a specialist, if they have a more major medical event going on that would require a surgical procedure or an inpatient hospitalization, those things are still covered by the plan. It would just go towards a deductible and potentially co-insurance after that. So again, a wide variety of options to choose from. And one of the roles that R&R will play through our consultative services with all of you is that we'll help you understand those plans and make educated decisions about what's right for you and your employees. So in addition to those medical plan offerings, as Mike mentioned, you will also have access to dental and vision insurance. I think these benefits are important because the majority of employees or people want to have access to dental and vision insurance. But a lot of those product offerings aren't always available if they search for it on their own, and it's complicated. So it's nice for you as the employer to have these options available to their employees. And as Mike mentioned, it can be offered on a voluntary basis where the employee pays the full cost of those premiums, or the employer can contribute to the dental and vision premiums if they want to as well. The other important thing to note is that any of these lines of coverage, the medical, dental, or vision, can be payroll deducted via pre-tax premium reduction. So if we help you get a Section 125 plan in place, the cost for the employee can be taken out pre-federal, state, and FICA, providing additional savings to the employee. And when done through the payroll deduction, again, the employer wouldn't be paying FICA taxes on those premiums as well. So that's an added value to the employer too. We already touched on some of those value-added services, and I'll be going into the Go365 program in a little more detail in a couple of slides. But one of the other things that I think is really important through the partnership with Humana is they have very strong online tools that are available to not only the employer, but also to the individuals who are insured on the plan. By creating their own personal online accounts with Humana, they have access to their claim history. They can find and research providers who are in their network. And they also have cost estimator tools, again, allowing employees to make educated decisions about where they receive care. So they can identify quality physicians and providers who are also cost effective as well. So all of these different product options are available to the NARI members, but there are two different market segments that we're working with. And the market segment for each NARI member will vary depending on the ATME count. So we don't have enough acronyms in the industry, right? So we throw another one in with ATME. It stands for average total number of employees. And basically we're looking at your full-time and part-time count for the prior calendar year. We come up with the average number of employees that worked in a given month over the course of the year. If you average more than 51 ATME, then you're going to use Humana's fully insured large group risk-rated plans. An underwriting process will still take place. We'll guide you through that, but you'll be on their fully insured products. If there are fewer than 50, then you fall into what we would call the 2 to 50 market segment. And even though we call it 2 to 50, I do want to point out that we have to have 5 employees insured on the plan in order to move forward with any of these product offerings. So the level funded plans would really come into play for the 2 to 50 market. And for those of you who anticipate 5 to 9 employees enrolling in the plan, that doesn't include dependents in the count, it's just the employees enrolling in the plan. We're going to go through the process of filling out applications where employees would disclose their medical histories and questions are asked so that Humana can fully assess the risk and the anticipated claim experience. So for 5 to 9 enrolling, that would be done through an application process. If you have 10 or more employees who are going to enroll, we can actually use a simplified census process where we have you complete a spreadsheet. We provide that data to Humana and they can provide a formal underwritten offer with that census that you submit. So we'll move on to the next slide. Let's talk a little bit more about level funding. What's the big deal and why is this of value to small employers who are considering this option with Humana? Level funded is really a hybrid between a fully insured plan and a self-funded arrangement. Traditionally, small employers have gone with a fully insured arrangement. So you apply with an insurance company, they give you the monthly cost associated, usually based on age, but often it can be broken out with one rate for single, one for employee spouse. But that rate that is established is then guaranteed throughout the contract year. And the benefit to the employer is that you know what your costs are going to be. They're not going to change regardless of what the claims are in a given year. The downside to that, though, is that some fully insured employers look at it and say, well, we're paying this money in the form of the premium, but what are we really experiencing in terms of claims? How are our employees using the plan? And that transparency doesn't exist on a fully insured plan, and employers don't have the opportunity to get premiums or dollars back if it's a fully insured arrangement. So on the flip side of that, large employers will often look at a self-funded arrangement where they say, you know what, we think we can control our costs enough and that the claims our employees are going to incur are less than they would be if we were just paying a flat monthly premium to our insurance company. So they take on the responsibility of paying those claims and then usually contract with what's called a reinsurance carrier or company where that company takes on the cost of higher than anticipated claims. So the idea with level funding, it's a blending of the two, where the risk to you, the employer, is capped at the monthly premium that Humana establishes after the underwriting process. So you're never going to pay more than what the rates are that are established at the start of that contract year. But the premium that Humana is collecting from you is divided into 3 separate buckets. And the first bucket would be what I call the claim reserves. It's how much Humana thinks they need to set aside in order to cover the costs of the claims that your employees are incurring. Then a second bucket is really an administrative cost. How much does it cost to have customer service representatives available, to have people processing the claims, to have those online tools? So another portion of the monthly premium goes to those administrative costs. And then the third bucket would be for that reinsurance, because Humana is going to contract separately to have another vendor or insurance company really pick in and help cover any of those large claims. So you, the employer, again, are capped at your monthly premium that's quoted at the start of the plan year, but the advantage is that you have transparency. You now have the opportunity through this level funded arrangement to see how much people are incurring in claims. And when you have good claim experience, Humana is going to return a portion of that claim reserve to you, again, creating additional savings for you as a NARI Milwaukee member. So again, we've got transparency in the claim reporting and a potential for a premium refund when you have good claim experience, but we do need a minimum of 5 enrolling in order to move forward with this product offering. So let's jump on to the next slide, and it'll give you an example. Yep.
That is one of the questions that we do have. We actually have a twofold question. So the first one is, what if I don't have 5 employees?
If you don't have 5 employees, unfortunately, it's not something we can move forward in the level funding arrangement at this time. But if you would like a resource to help look at the other options that are available through Humana, we certainly can price that out for you as well. But part of the idea of this product is balancing risk, and in order to do that, Humana's made a determination that we do need at least 5 people enrolling on the level funded product.
And if there are companies, let's say there are 2 companies out there that have 3 employees each that would like to be in the program, can they partner together to meet that 5-person minimum?
Mike, perhaps you can address that more, but traditionally, no, the coverage would be written separate.
The only caveat there would be if there's common ownership between those 2 companies. We could potentially look at them as one entity, but again, it would have to be common ownership across those 2 companies.
Okay. Thank you.
And the common ownership would be defined as 80%. So thank you for those questions. Let me know if there are any more if you want me to stop. So this is a sample of the report that Humana would provide on a monthly basis. You can see that there isn't any employee-specific information. That's for HIPAA reasons. We're not going to call out, or Humana isn't going to call out any individual as a higher claimant on the plan. But with the transparency that you at least get to see, how are my employees using the plan? How much are we spending, or how much are they spending on claims over the course of the year? So on a monthly basis, you'll see this report. It will highlight how much has basically gone into the claim fund through that claim reserve bucket of the premium. And then it'll also tell you how much has come out of the claim reserve with the expenses that are incurred. And then on a month-to-month basis, you'll see this settlement amount in there. And really that's the difference between the claim reserve and the claims that are paid out. And the hope is that employers get some portion of that claim reserve back through good claim experience for the employees who are insured on the plan. But again, you have that added protection with the level funded product, and you're never going to pay more than what was quoted at the start of the plan year. So a lot of good options there and a great opportunity in terms of seeing how people are actually using the plan. So we'll go on to the next slide and go into the Go365 program in a little more detail, because when we're talking about a level funded program or an insurance arrangement where really the health of the employees is helping to drive down the cost, good health is helping to drive down the cost of the plan, a wellness program is a key part of it. And Humana has built all of this for its insured members. And again, it doesn't apply to the on-hand product, but all of the other options that we discuss provide a rate credit directly on your invoice for people who are engaging in the wellness program. So those who engage in the wellness program and reach the silver status are going to receive a 7% credit off of their billed premium. And people who really take it a step further can see up to a 15% rate credit when they reach gold status. And as Mike mentioned, this is purely optional. So often you'll see some employees really engage in the program and take advantage of these premium savings. Other people just aren't interested, and that's okay too. But the good thing is that those who participate do have the opportunity to receive a pretty significant credit in the form of those premium reductions. We'll move on to the next slide. It's very easy to engage in the program and reach those different reward levels. In addition to the premium reductions though, the employees who engage in this program also have the opportunity to turn in their wellness dollars in Humana's wellness store, and they can also earn different prizes from Humana for participating at different levels. So the first reward level is that silver status. And the easiest way to reach silver status really is to create your Go365 account with your user ID and password. Take an online health assessment. It's a series of questions that takes about 15 minutes. It's all confidential. None of the information is shared directly back to the employer. It really is between the individual and Go365, because the way the person answers those questions will create different point earning opportunities for them. So going online, taking the health assessment, and then the next big thing is going through a biometric screening. And really, this is stuff that would happen typically during your annual physical. So you can have the screening done at no cost during your annual physical, or you can go to one of Humana's contracted vendors and have the screening done at no cost to you there as well. So the screening gives you up to 2,000 points, and if you have results that are in an acceptable range, you get another 2,000 points. So between the completion of the health assessment, the biometric screening, and results in an acceptable range, most people or many people can reach silver status just by doing that. But as we move on to the next slide, you'll see that there are a number of different ways that people can earn points. It's not just the biometric screening. People can report that they've had their dental cleanings done twice per year, and you get points for each of them. You can have a vision exam. You can donate blood. A real popular way of earning points is syncing a Fit device. So if you wear a Fitbit or you use another app that's compatible with the Go365 program, all of your activities can be synced automatically with the Go365 app, and your activity is fed over to that program and you continue to accrue points. So certainly a lot of different ways to earn points to help you receive those wellness credits on the invoice. Moving on to the next slide, the things we wanted to talk about next really are the next steps. So you want to get some quoted rates from Humana. You want to find out what options are best for you or learn more about the program. We ask that you reach out to R&R, and either I or my colleague Don Levings will have a consultative discussion with you. It'll take about 15 minutes. We want to understand more about you as an employer, what your values are, what your employee population is like. Are you currently offering coverage? And if so, what type of coverage are you offering? And after we have those discussions, we'll start the process of underwriting, where we release the employee information to Humana. Humana will then come back and give us a formal underwritten quote, and we at R&R will put together a proposal. We'll show you some of those different product offerings that I was talking about before, so that you can see the different options that you can choose from, and you can make an educated decision about what's right for your employees. And once you've selected a plan, we'll start the installation process. And we really encourage you to use Humana's Launch My Group platform. This is how you'll get that $150 administrative credit per member that Mike was talking about earlier, and it automates things for all of you. So there is definite value in using Launch My Group. And then the final phase would be going live, and that involves rolling out the benefits to the employees who are insured on the plan. And this is really an important part of the process. You as an employer really are making an incredible investment when you begin to offer benefits like these to your employees. But your employees are contributing to the program as well. So it's an investment for them too. We want to make sure that they understand the benefits that are available to them. We want to make sure they understand how to use those Go365 opportunities that are available as well. And to that end, R&R actually has a wellness coordinator, Taylor, who for those employer groups have selected a product that has the Go365 component with it. Taylor will be very actively engaged in educating you and your employees and reminding you where everyone is in terms of reaching those different wellness initiatives and goals. So with that, I don't know if we have any other questions for people who have participated in the webinar, but I'll stay quiet for a little bit and see if we have any questions.
Thank you so much. Right at the moment, we don't, but if you have any questions regarding this program, we would be happy to field those at this time. As you can see, we are so excited to bring this benefit to you. It's a great offering from Humana, and as you can tell, Erin and her team are just complete subject matter experts on all of these plans. They're going to be able to work with every single member to find the best options for everyone to take advantage of this partnership. We do have another guest that is with us. Ryan is also with Humana. So I'm going to let Ryan introduce himself, and I know he wanted to share a few words with our members today. Ryan?
Yeah, thank you so much, Diane. You know, so nice to be on this virtual rollout. You know, I was reflecting on, you know, sort of the journey that we've been on together as we've developed this exclusive partnership. And, you know, in some ways, obviously, it hasn't been easy, but in a lot of ways, I think this is just a tremendous opportunity for us. And I'm going to explain why. So first of all, I'm Ryan Zakali. I'm the Commercial Market Vice President here at Humana. And, you know, as we look at how to operate, you know, as an insurance carrier in this new environment, we always reflect on what our mission is, which has always been to help our members achieve lifelong well-being. And, you know, over the last 5 months, you know, we've had great challenges as it relates to executing on those strategies, but it's also really helped us to collaborate with, you know, the community and our different constituents within the community. And what's exciting to me about this partnership and this relationship is we really want to help support your industry and your businesses and your employees at a time when it is just so important for people to be healthy and to be productive at work. And we as a carrier, insurance carrier, want to make it simple for people to live lifelong well-being and to use technology to help engage people in whatever medium that makes it easy for them. And so, although we have to do meetings like this virtually, and we can't, hang out and enjoy some beverages together after the meeting like we would normally like to do, I think that it's a great time for us to really understand what we can do to support, your businesses at a time when you're so focused on making up for lost time and being productive with your own work. And Humana is very committed to doing what we can to help with that. And we're excited about this offer. The level funded premium program that Aaron did such a good job in describing has been, sort of the fastest growing product that we sell over the last couple of years. So we're excited to offer that to you all and to work with R&R Insurance to help do that. So I won't take up any more time, but I just wanted to say, from all of us at Humana, we're looking forward to building this partnership and learning about all of your businesses and how we can help support that at a very unique time here. So thanks, Diane. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ryan. And again, thank you to R&R Insurance for working through this with us, bringing the Humana relationship to the table so that we can bring these great offerings to all of our NARI members. Again, we're very excited about this long-term partnership and this relationship we're developing and the benefits that our members are going to be able to receive out of this. We currently don't have any other questions, and I'm going to guess this because as we start to really dive into this, the questions probably get much more personal per company, per individual about how this works and what they have at their company that they want to be able to find out how this works specifically for them. So at this point in time, we would encourage you to contact Erin and her team over at R&R to start diving deeper into those questions so that we can get a great plan set up for you. Again, I want to thank Ryan and Mike and Erin for joining us today, talking about this great program, and we certainly hope that you will take a moment to reach out to R&R and have a conversation about how this new insurance benefit can benefit you and your team. Thank you for joining us today. The webinar will be available for review later. As soon as the recording is available, we will get that sent out to all the membership to go ahead and take a look at it again at a later date. Thank you and have a great afternoon.